revitalize inner-city communities through public education, civic leadership, economic development, and the arts. It's a very holistic approach. And we've had a lot of success with the work that we've been doing in Sacramento. We currently run 6 charter schools in Sacramento. And right now we are bringing, we run 6 charter schools in Sacramento. And this fall we are opening up a charter school called St. Hope Leadership Academy right here in Harlem. We're very excited. That passport that allows us to accomplish the American dream. But if we do not have a good education system and high quality choices for young people, it's not going to happen. And when I got to UC Berkeley, I was not prepared for college life. And none of my friends were. So when I made a little money, somebody up there said I made a lot of money. I didn't make a whole lot of money. I made a little money in there. And I decided to come back to my community and to try to disrupt that vicious cycle that repeats itself over and over and over and over again. And I think education is the way that we can do that. We can disrupt that cycle. Kevin talked about this one important statistic. I'm not going to bore you with data points, but let me tell you this. Only 70% of folks graduate from high school across the country. And if you're a minority, it's only 50% of our young people graduate from high school. That's a national catastrophe. We need to be talking about this crisis everywhere we go. And my heart just goes out to see so many of you out here today standing up for your young people to make sure that they get a high quality education. When we took over Sacramento High School, only 20% of those seniors were getting accepted to a 4-year college. Only 20% of those seniors were getting accepted to a 4-year college. Our first graduating class this last year, 73% got accepted to a 4-year college. So don't tell me it's too late for high school students. A lot of our movement deals with our younger kids, but the earlier the better. I'm a big proponent of that. But it's not too late for our high school students. We cannot write them off. Most of you know that if you're behind, if you're not reading at grade level in 3rd grade, 80% of those kids never get caught up. 3rd grade, if you're not reading at grade level, 80% of those kids never catch up. So what happens to our high school students? Right now around the country, they are building prisons based on 3rd grade reading scores. They're building prisons based on 3rd grade reading scores around this country. We got to disrupt the cycle. You here today are standing up for young people in a way that I have not seen anywhere else in the country. And it does not surprise me that Harlem, once again, is ahead of the time. I'd like to close with this, to say that I've had a good life in terms of going to college and having a family that cared for me and playing in the NBA. But it's not about what we do for ourselves. It's about what we do for others. That's what we remember today. And the hardest thing I had to do in my life up until this point was to try to guard Michael Jordan. I wasn't very successful doing that. And that was very, very difficult. But what is even harder is trying to eradicate the inequalities in public education in this country. It is hard work. So I'd like to say thank you to every educator in here, our teachers, our parents, our principals. In this day and age, our future of our young people are still determined by the color of their skin. We've got to disrupt that. We've got to change the course of America. We should no longer let our children's future be decided by the zip code that they live in. We need to bring a high quality education to every kid everywhere. As I leave you today, I just need to do this 18 years or old and younger, 18 years and younger, please stand up. Any young person, upstairs, down below. You're all not in that age category. What I would like to challenge us all today, when we look back on this great day today, and let's remember that we're all standing up for our young people. We've got to stand up for better teachers. We've got to stand up for schools that work. We've got to stand up and fight the status quo. We've got to stand up for school choice. We've got to stand up for our chancellor here when he fights the good fight on our behalf. Young people, as you look around this room, remember that you are standing on someone else's shoulders. And you now have a responsibility that when you get a great education, when you go on, you've got to give back and stand up for someone else. Thank you very much.